He's pointing. It's running right now.
They rocked it with
Here's
a
the
great
zoom.
sense of humor. All right, speaking of humor, we're going to have a humor report later.
Okay.
So you better start remembering what all that was.
Just a brief warning.
Just a brief warning for you. We have a second speaker today. If you would take a moment before we introduce our evaluator to write a note, Josiah, and let him know what you think about his presentation. Absolutely a good thing to have after your first speech to the Toastmasters group. All right, since Joan's standing up, we'll have her talk about our next speech.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Our next speaker will be Rich Breiner. The noble purpose of his speech is to understand himself as a leader and how to improve as a leader. The real purpose of his speech, however, is to complete his dynamic leadership level 5, which is called Lead in Any Situation. The project consists of 4 steps. The first step is to pick a role and work on that. He chose what he calls, it's not my words, lowly sergeant of arms. I don't believe that for a minute. Then he is to do that project for 6 months. He is also to give a speech and have a 360 evaluation on that speech that he gives, which he has completed already. Then he will take the feedback from that 360 evaluation and deliver a speech today, which is what we're going to hear. So I will be looking for information on leadership. I will be looking for leadership or information on that 360 evaluation that he did. Yes, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Joan. Very good. All right. Our next speaker is Dr. Rich Breiner. Now, did you know that on June 8th, just 4 weeks from today, Rich Breiner celebrates 40 years of continuous membership in Toastmasters. Oh, wow. In Louisiana, Indiana, Ohio, and in Montana. In most of those years, he was in 2 or 3 clubs at the same time. I asked Rich, why? Now get this. Remember this. Rich said, I'm just trying to get it right. Speaking on what true leaders do, Dr. and Distinguished Toastmaster Richie Breiner.
Woohoo!
Hey, Rick, sounds like fun.
Would you like to know who I am? When I go like this, would you say, hey, Rich, sounds like fun? Would you like to know who I am?
Hey, Rich,
sounds like fun.
I am not Rich Breiner today. I am that man up there. I am the Honorable Walker, Walter J. Walker, who was sworn in as Sergeant at Arms in the House of Representatives on April 26, 2021. 3 weeks and 1 day ago, that man was sworn in. You know what that means?
Hey, Rich. Hey, Rich. Sounds like fun.
That means that I have more experience as a sergeant at arms than that dude. So I am playing his part today. I am the sergeant of arms, and I am the chief law enforcement officer and protocol officer of this gallery. I am responsible for maintaining order in the meeting room at TD&H. The gallery is a little sparse this morning. I also assess threats against members of Speakeasy Toastmasters. You never know who will come in that door. My duties consist of overseeing the TD&H house floor and the gallery. Not much to do about overseeing the gallery today, except this rebel over here who has a smile. Yes, okay. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, would you like to see me get down to business?
Yes.
Sounds like fun.
You know, one thing about true leaders serve their followers. They are also honest. So I have to be honest today, you know. I am the default sergeant at arms in Speakeasy Toastmasters. And in default, that means it's not my fault. You know. The previous sergeant at arms was Pat Terry. Pat Terry got up and got to the Rainbow building there at 6 a.m. for a long, long time, many months and many years. And he also was the educational vice president as well. So I have big shoes to fill. Let's give Pat Terry a hand. And in addition to that, I would like to thank our backup sergeant at arms, John Juris, today. John Juris for filling in for me when I had health issues this past year. Let's give John a hand. Let's give John a hand. Cool. You know, John also was the backup for the Riversview Toastmasters Club, which meets on Wednesday in this very room. So he had to back up me both days. Let's give him another hand for that. No, that's it.
Hey, Rich,
We don't want to get him. Hey, Rich sounds like fun. Okay, yes. All right, would you like to know what true leaders do?
Hey, Rich, sounds like fun.
True leaders serve their followers. Jesus washed the feet of the apostles at the Last Supper. He wanted to help them understand the nature of true leadership. True leaders serve their followers. And Jesus said, in effect, if I, the Lord and the teacher, washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I gave you an example that you also should do what I did to each other. This project, then, with this 360 evaluation, is like Jesus saying in the middle of washing the apostles' feet, saying, how am I doing? It's as simple as that. The 360 evaluation of me as Sergeant of Arms is a way to find out how I'm doing right, and how I need to improve. Getting feedback is real important for true leaders so they can serve better. And Jesus, on another occasion, got feedback from his 72 disciples. He told them to go out and heal and cast out demons, and then he sent 72 of them out there to do it. And they came back and they said, hey Lord, when we use your name, the demons actually flee. Very cool. Okay. So, would you like to know the kind of feedback that I got?
Hey, Rich, sounds like fun.
Yes, I'll summarize the feedback, but you should know about this. You know, it's hard to get feedback on the Sergeant of Arms because it's like the definition of, hey Rich, tell them what the definition is. It's like a definition of character. Character is what you do when nobody is watching. 95% of what I do as Sergeant of Arms occurs when nobody's watching. So I have to really reach out and find feedback, which is what the purpose of this assignment is. But those three people found ways to get feedback because I asked for it, you know. So here we go. And I get a swelled head, so I might be feeling a little bit arrogant and prideful as I tell you what they said, the good things. Oh, I'm extremely reliable.
Hey, Rich, sounds like fun.
Let's try that another time. I'm exemplary when it comes to asking for feedback.
Hey, Rich, sounds like fun.
Yes, I asked for permission to use the TD&H stuff. You don't have to do it anymore. Okay, I asked for permission to get in and set up the meeting before the night before, which I did last night. And when someone on Zoom wins an award, I sometimes send them a ribbon by snail mail. Snail mail. I just learned what snail mail was, by the way. What is the red light on for?
Because you're done.
I have an 8 to 10 minute speech. Where am I, Kimasami?
Didn't know it was 8 to 10. You're 7 minutes.
7 minutes, good. Just time to wrap up, get it in under the wire.
Well, let's go.
Okay.
Sounds like fun, Rich.
They say that I'm highly motivated because I get here early to do my deal. So now let's find out where I can improve.
Hey, Rich, sounds like fun.
There's lots of improvement. Train your replacement as Sergeant of Arms is one of the suggestions. Get more than one backup. Improve your Zoom skills.
Hey, Rich, sounds like fun.
Yes. Put the instructions on the Zoom in chronological order so other people, new people, can actually understand and read them when you don't show up. Praise your backup Sergeant of Arms. I never did that until today. And I think it's a weakness where I take for granted some of the things that I do for me. So, John, thank you very much for doing the backup. So I'm going to summarize right now. I try to do what true leaders do, and I do it behind the scenes. Whenever they do it, true leaders serve their followers. Like Jesus, they lead by example, and they get feedback on how they're doing. And as a personal note, as your Sergeant of Arms, I want you to know I love this job. I love it because it pushes me to get out the door and come to every Toastmaster meeting. I love that. And I love it because I get to serve you every single time I show up. I get to do it, and it's fun. And I love it because I love you. I truly do. And I love Toastmasters. In John's introduction to me, he asked me why, after 40 years of Toastmasters, I continue to be a Toastmaster. It's because you help me get better as I try to get it right. Mr. Toastmaster.